Who exactly are... Oh god, no. What's up everybody, Big Boss here, bringing you another Pokemon themed video. This time though, we're talking about the Man of Steel himself. That's right, Superman. But what about Superman, you might be asking? Well, I thought it might be pretty cool if we took Superman and see what happens when he's subjected to the same laws that exist in the world of Pokemon. Now, before all of you DC fans get all up in a tizzy, this is what if Superman was subject to the laws of the world of Pokemon, and if they could affect him. If. That I cannot reiterate enough in this video, okay? That's the first thing I need to say. Now, as far as would this even be feasible, I'd say yes. Superman has gone back and forth between dimensions multiple times. There is also a specific Pokemon that enjoys toying with other dimensions. Yeah, we know who you are. Now, the reason that I chose a hero like Superman should be fairly obvious. Superman has elemental type capabilities and, well, you know, superpowers. Whereas somebody like Batman existing in the Pokemon universe, while Batman is a super awesome guy and everything, he probably still have to rely on a Pokemon for some sort of protection in the world of Pokemon. Which, by the way, would be an absolutely terrifying place to be without either A, your own Pokemon for protection, or B, some kind of superpower. So notify Lavender Town and get Nurse Joy on the phone because Superman is going to be paying a visit to the Pokemon universe. So the first thing we really need to do is see what Superman's strengths and abilities really are. That way we can gauge how they would transfer into the world of Pokemon. As most of you probably already know, Superman is the last son of Krypton, also known as Kal-El. Superman also receives the majority of his abilities and attributes from Earth's yellow star. Chief among these abilities and powers, solar energy absorption, which allows Superman to pretty much absorb and metabolize the energy from the yellow sun. Solar flare and heat vision. Solar flare being able to use all the solar energy that he has stored in his body in one coup de grace, which leaves him pretty much powerless for the next 24 hours. Heat vision, on the other hand, is Superman's ability to expel the solar energy from his eyes, kind of like lasers. Flight, which that one's fairly obvious. Kinetic energy explosion, which is Superman pretty much being able to generate and focus kinetic energy into his attacks. Superhuman speed, which is again pretty much self-explanatory. Super breath, where Superman can do a multitude of things. He can hold his breath for extended periods of time, exhale with extreme force, and can also freeze things with this same ability. Invulnerability, and of course Superman is also a master combatant. Sweet baby Arceus, this guy is broken. But don't worry, he's got some pretty crippling weaknesses too. The most famous of these weaknesses is most obviously Kryptonite, which are just radioactive fragments of his home planet Krypton. Next up is magic and sorcery. Superman is completely vulnerable to magic. The third weakness would be red solar radiation. Red solar radiation is not near as powerful as the radiation that he receives from yellow stars. This is the reason that the Kryptonians on their home planet did not exhibit any superpowers, as their planet orbited a red star. Now, the one that most people are probably not aware of is that Kryptonians, like Superman, have very, very weak defenses when it comes to telepathic intrusion, meaning he is susceptible to psychic powers. So now that we know a little bit more about the Man of Steel, let's say, for argument's sake, that Hoopa did get a hold of Superman. For the most part, the world of Pokemon seems to function an awful lot like it does on Earth. One of the big key similarities between Superman's Earth and the world of Pokemon is that there exists a yellow sun. This, as we know, is crucial for Superman, as we know that in the world of Pokemon he will still have access to his superpowers. However, in the world of Pokemon, the only things that have access to any supernatural or elemental power in that universe are the Pokemon themselves. This is not to say that Superman existing in the world of Pokemon would immediately classify him as a Pokemon, but because of his abilities, Superman would most likely have his own typing. And look, don't get mad at me, they did it to Deoxys too, okay? Anyway, so my initial thought was, he's the Man of Steel, right? And his molecular structure is extremely dense and he's invulnerable, so steel? But unfortunately that doesn't work, as steel happens to resist one of Superman's key weaknesses, which is the psychic type. And in the world of Pokemon, psychic type Pokemon encompass more than just psychic powers. They also encompass sometimes sorcery or magic. So instead, for Superman's primary type, I think it makes a lot of sense for Superman to be fighting type. Now, whether or not Superman was even going to have a secondary typing has been a point of contention for me since I started thinking about this. At first, I thought maybe Superman might get to be fighting grass as he metabolizes solar energy, and it makes sense. But then it really didn't make any sense for Superman to have a 4 times weakness to flying type Pokemon. So instead, I personally think that Superman's secondary typing, if he had one at all, would be flying type. Now, along with this typing, I thought about maybe some abilities Superman might have, and I thought the one that fit him best would be sheer force. This is an amazing ability that boosts any attack with an additional effect by 30% at the cost of losing the effect on the attack. So we've covered the only 2 weaknesses that actually exist in this universe, which would be psychic powers and magic. There is no kryptonite in this universe, and like we already covered, the Pokemon universe has a yellow sun, which got me to thinking, if a Pokemon were to use a sunlight increasing move like Sunny Day, and Superman was enveloped in harsh sunlight, he would probably receive a form change. Oh yeah, you guys saw this coming, that's right. In harsh sunlight, Superman would receive a form change, making him fighting fire and giving him the ability to levitate, which would make him immune to all ground type moves, which is absolutely perfect for a Superman form change. Sweet baby Arceus, I absolutely love this concept. So I think that's probably what would happen if Superman had to exist in the world of Pokemon for any amount of time. But I definitely think Superman's regular form should be more physical oriented, using moves like knockoff, close combat, mach punch, extreme speed, and Superman's fire fighting form should be more special oriented, using moves more along the lines of Icy Wind, Heat Wave, Solar Beam, and moves like that. It just makes a little more sense to me that way. My question to you is, what moveset would you like to see on Superman? What do you think makes sense? And what do you think competitively would be a good moveset for him? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinion. Discussion is always fun. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video, and thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please by all means leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you'd like, you can also follow me on Pokémon, which is a great app available on Android and iOS. You can download it, you can follow me, check out all my content. It's a great app with a great community and a great way to keep up with, me. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.